Coming up on this edition of MHS Rewind, we'll take a look at how Martinsville students did at the DECA district competition and have a look at the most recent upgrade to the school.
And in sports, we'll have highlights from the Wrestlers Senior Night and a preview of the girls gymnastics team. Good morning, MHS. I'm Claudia Willis.
And I'm Claire Piney. We'll have all that and more coming up on this edition of MHS Rewind.
RTA Victor. Do not try to adjust the picture. A new form of television is here.
Congratulations to the girls' golf team.
Nick, get out of the shot, please!
The ASA High School Tour.
I think we should do the Oregon Trail.
The volleyball team will be competing at Bedford.
I'm Erin, and this is my first day at Rewind.
Update your tabs and check your assigned location during the announcements.
You actually have a chance to prove you're the best at the best.
Just one of several teachers who left or retired from MHS.
Are you kidding me?
The Senior Center is open before, after, and during school. I may not be able to spell good, but at least I can speak American.
For MHS Rewind.
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 3, 2, 1, action.
MHS DECA hosted district competition this year, and they have big expectations for state, as well as a candidate for state office. Carissa Wampler has the story.
Experience and hands-on training. Two things that MHS DECA students took away from the 2017 district competition. And as chapter advisor Gary Britton tells us, the event went well.
This year was very smooth. Students from all the schools and their advisors were phenomenal. Everyone cooperated very well, worked very hard. You could tell there was a lot of work put in by these other schools as well. So it was a really fun evening.
This year, Martinsville had 12 individuals finish first place in their events, and will have 20 people competing as state qualifiers. First place winners included Rebecca Abbott, Sydney Barr, Elliott Crabb, Addison Everett, Millie Foley, Brianna Hicks, Jaden Lester, Piper Nesbitt, Lauren Spina, Allie Staley, Alexis Teckenbrock, and Bo Weston. Elliott Crabb took first in the restaurant and food service management category and will be competing in his event at state while also campaigning for a state office.
So I'm running for District 1112 president, and so I am the only candidate from District 1112 to run for this position, so I'm not going to have any opposition. So I will become District 1112 president.
I can tell how confident he is. I think he'll be a great president. It's really about selling himself. They all have put in extenuous time, effort. They've done a great job in their, like I said, their participation and their effort. That gives us a very good chance and good odds of being able to hold our own and compete with the entire state.
For MHS Rewind, I'm Carissa Wampler.
MHS continues to make upgrades to the school. The latest changes are happening in the science department. Noah Thacker has the story.
The science department is under construction right now. The science classrooms have not been renovated since the building was built roughly 50 years ago, so some believe this was much needed.
The facilities that we have and that are going away have not really kept pace with how we've changed instruction in science. In the past few years, we've added a lot more hands-on and laboratory style types of instruction, more group projects and things of that nature.
The facilities will be more safe and accessible for all students. This will include new safety equipment, more safety showers, and movable lab tables to create different arrangements and more convenience.
We're expecting more organization and more space, which will be nice when we're doing labs.
I think it'll allow us to have more hands-on application and allow us to be able to get more done and learn more about the actual uses of everything we're learning.
A makerspace will be placed in the first room of the science hallway, which can be used by anyone for messier projects or general use.
It's going to be a room where it's okay to get dirty. There's going to be a lot of creativity, a lot of supplies.
In the end, rooms 117 and 119 will have their floors raised to be level with the science hallway and meet with the guidelines for the Americans with Disabilities Act. The whole project is expected to end this summer before the 2018-2019 school year. For MHS Rewind, I'm Noah Thacker.
The MHS Drama Department is on stage preparing their new comedy, Barbecuing Hamlet. The production is about a group of actors who are trying to produce Hamlet, but everything continues to go wrong. The show hits the stage in the MHS Auditorium February 9th and 10th at 7 p.m. and the 11th at 3 p.m. Tickets will be on sale for $7 at the door.
Now let's turn our attention to the Artesian Athletics. The wrestlers had their final meet before sectional last week. Nick Holmes was there and has the highlights.
The MHS wrestling team brought home a win against Whiteland in the John R. Wooden Gym last Thursday. The team took out the Warriors 48-26.
All our guys came out to fight. They fought extremely hard. Even if they were underclassed or they were the higher class wrestler, they all just came out there and fought.
It was one of our better meets. We haven't won a lot as a team this year, but we all kept strong, didn't give up too much, and all fought hard.
Micah Dotson pinned his opponent at 182 pounds, the 18th time he's won by pin this year. Griffin Stein also won his match by pin and moved his record to 26-3 for the season.
I think we've been really energetic the entire meet, and just everyone's supporting everybody, getting on everybody to do what they need to do to get the win.
It was also senior night on Thursday, and seniors Grant Walker and Dexter Grubb were both honored before the match. Grubb started the night off right with the first victory for MHS and an 8-4 decision in the 145-pound weight class.
I would say the best part of my match was when I finally opened up, because I was just worried about it being the last meet and everything. And once I finally opened up and started scoring and I knew I could score, then I felt a lot better.
The Artesians won 6 other matches against the Warriors, including 5 by pin. Head coach Briar Runyon believes this momentum will continue to this weekend's sectional meet.
It's very easy for some of our guys to get down on themselves. Coming into this one, we had a good couple days of practice. Mentally, they're in a better place after this meet. They're in a decent place before, but after this meet, they're in a much better place mentally, ready to compete at sectionals.
The boys will be back in action next Saturday at 9 a.m. Wish them luck on their way to sectionals. For MHS Rewind, I'm Nick Holmes.
The girls' basketball team cruised to a mid-state conference win over Franklin on Tuesday night, 77-40. Kayana Traylor led the Artesians with 20 points. Meredith Deckard had 15, and Paige Dorset and Gracie Johnson each finished with 10. The girls begin sectional play next Tuesday at Franklin Central against the host Flashes. A couple of the girls recently hit some scoring milestones in their careers. Kayana Traylor reached the 2,000-point mark in a win over Bloomington South, and Meredith Deckard hit the 1,000-point mark in a win over Terre Haute South.
The boys' basketball team had to work overtime on Saturday against Providence Cristo Rey. Reed Staggs hit a layup with 4 seconds to go in the extra period to give Martinsville the 60-58 win. Staggs led the Artesians with 17 points and 7 rebounds. Senior Jonathan Collier chipped in 15 points and pulled down 7 boards as well. Luke Beaver was also in double figures with 10. The boys are back in action tonight at home against Franklin.
The gymnastics team has been preparing for their season at the Gymnastics Academy in Martinsville. This year, the MHS gymnastics team had 4 members, including 3 freshmen. But during their first meet, one of the gymnasts had an injury.
Megan, our gymnast, had a fall on her back tuck on the floor, ended up with a fractured foot. Could be out for 6 weeks, so that's pretty well our season, so that was really hard for us. So we're down to 3 girls, but we're doing fine.
Larry Sachs is the longtime coach at MHS, and his only returning gymnast this year is Riley Paris.
Our first meet wasn't as good as we thought it was, as we hoped it was going to be, but there's still improvements that we need to do, but I think when we have our next meet, it'll get better.
The girls practice 3 to 4 days a week for 1 to 2 hours and are working to improve their beam and bar routines.
We're doing more skills and having our practices longer and practicing more skills that, the skills that we messed up on.
Justina Dent hopes the practice helps her reach her goals.
Get a better all-around score and get better on floor and everything.
The girls' next meet is on January 27th at Bloomington High School South.
This season, the MHS swim team is working hard to prepare for sectionals. A lot of progress has been made this year for the MHS swimming and diving team.
Beginning of the year, everyone is kind of slow and they're not really where they were last year. But by the end of the season, you should be cutting time and getting faster and having better endurance.
The swimmers have been practicing throughout the week before and after school.
We practice 6 days a week, and 2 of the days are 2-a-days, so once in the morning, once in the afternoon.
Morning practice, it just lets us get more practice in and more yardage. So then by the time we get ready for sectionals, like we're in shape and times are cutting down.
The team is building up their yardage in the pool right now before they start to taper for sectionals.
Taper is like a pyramid, so when you get to the top of our yardage, which we do during winter training, we slowly start to do less yardage.
Tapering is a good way for the team to drop a lot of time and to refresh themselves for sectionals. During winter break, the team practices for 2.5 hours each day, and between practices, they all go to a team member's house for team bonding.
It has made us closer to push each other and work harder with each other in the pool. And for like relays, you come closer and you can be able to swim better and know each other who you're swimming with.
The boys will compete in sectionals February 17th at Franklin, and the girls will swim in sectionals February 3rd.
And finally, a former MHS Rewind student will get a chance to see the upcoming Winter Olympics up close. Samantha Johnson will be in South Korea next month as a reporter to cover the Olympics for BSU at the Games, a small group of students from Ball State University that has been granted full media credentials to cover the events.
Johnson is a senior TCOM major at Ball State and was in MHS Rewind at Martinsville High School for 2 years. She won the live news anchor competition at the annual Indiana Association of School Broadcasting State Contest in 2013.
If you'd like to be a part of MHS Rewind next year, ask your counselor about signing up for RTV1.
And if you'd like to see some of Johnson's reports from the Winter Olympics, go to bsuatthegames.com.
That does it for this edition of MHS Rewind. For Claudia Willis and the rest of the advanced broadcasting class, I'm Claire Piney.
Thanks for watching and have a nice day.